Hey, Board Gamers, BJ from Board Game Gumbo here. Back in the Gumbo pot, it's another episode of Gumbo Live, episode number 153 of Gumbo Live. Gumbo Live is still the #1 Facebook Live talk show in Tacoma, Washington, and Long Island, New York. We'll tell you why it's those cities, but our special guest tonight, it's ChuckCon 2024. We're doing a big recap of one of the greatest conventions that I did not get to go to this year. It's a FriendCon, it's a CabinCon. We're going to get the scoop from Steve and Verla and a couple of special guests tonight on that. Hit us up on social media, on Twitter, or on Facebook, or on Bluesky, or on Instagram, or any of those pleasant social places. We'll be looking for your questions in the chat crew. But I want to bring in my buddy, the name father, checking in first. Hello, Steve.
Hey, BJ. How are you doing?
Special guest tonight. I'm gonna let you introduce everybody if you don't mind.
We do indeed. Well, first of all, one's not a guest. One's the person that we all work for. You can bring in the Overlord first.
Well, the Overlord, exactly.
Hello, Verla.
Hello. Hi, friends.
You are both tanned and rested from ChuckCon?
Well, rested didn't happen during ChuckCon. Rested happened as recovery from ChuckCon, I think.
And I still had a week of not being home and being in Washington State doing some other gaming adventures.
Mm-hmm.
I am not rested. Let me tell you.
Just go to ChuckCon though. You did New York City also.
Yeah.
And welcome in. I'm Crispy is here to party, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to raise the roof and party.
Hey, Chris.
Wait, what? Jay's going to join.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm going to be checking in the bottom to see if Jay joins the green room. Because if he does, we'll slide him in there. Because I want to hear.
Sounds good.
All right, so who's going to introduce our special guest?
So, Verla, you could have custody of one. I mean, you kind of have to, don't you?
Verla does one, Steve does the other.
I feel like I shouldn't.
Sounds good. No, okay, all right.
I want to see which one she picks, though.
All right. Well, then I'll take custody of Kevin to save you from having to, be embarrassed by passing on Kelly. Kevin Konovich coming in and joining us from our Long Island gaming group, and Kevin was there at ChuckCon for the first time this year.
Professional studio. Look at this thing, Steve.
Putting us to shame.
I'm
Now,
impressed.
Chat crew, I'm looking directly at you, chat crew. Look at the two corners of the screen. Steve and Kevin. Look at the studio setups between them.
No.
Kevin looks like he's about to make, he's about to get on Sirius XM and he's going to be doing this show.
Yes, he
Kevin,
does.
do you have a podcast we don't know about?
No, but anxiety permitted. Maybe someday.
ChuckCon True Crime is going to be ChuckCon 4 might be the last one. It's going to be Who Killed Kevin or something.
No, Kevin's going to live stream the whole ChuckCon from his studio. That's what
I actually did think about it, but I didn't think it would go over well. So I opted not to suggest it.
I brought my equipment last time and I did a total of
And it didn't
6
happen.
minutes of broadcasting, and it came out so choppy because Eric's place was fantastic, except for one thing. Our connection to the internet was very spotty.
Yeah, so
it was really great to have Kevin.
It was an Airbnb.
Sorry,
go ahead.
True. It was
Kevin,
really
this
good
is
to have
your
Kevin at the
second or
con,
third
and he's
time
now
on,
coming
right?
back.
My second, I believe.
Yep.
We did a game one time, right?
Yes, it was. What was it called?
We did one of those escape room games, right?
Oh no, not when I was on. When I was on, it was describe 3 great games, and then the guest picked which one they liked the best.
Ah, okay.
Because I remember describing Sidereal Confluence, and everyone just kind of eyes glassed over.
Hey, my son played a 8-player Sidereal Confluence at Sobo, and he said it was just 8 players.
And it doesn't play any longer than if you played it at 4.
He loved it.
It's perfectly paced.
He absolutely loved it. All right, Verla, you're on.
I'm on. All right. Well, our next guest has been affectionately dubbed the Game Momster. I kind of created a game momster. That's my mother, Kelly Miller. Welcome her to the show.
Hey,
Hi.
Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
Hi.
Is this her inaugural appearance on the show?
I believe
Kelly,
it
I don't
is.
remember.
I
Ooh.
believe.
Yes, I've
I
only
didn't
been in
know
the
that.
chat up till now.
We've done some BGA gaming though live, including Kelly. For a while, we were playing every Friday night with Beth Sobel. That was a blast, man. It seemed like, and Dr. Steve Finn. We did some gaming with Steve
Mhm.
Finn, but first time in the
Yes.
Gumbo pot. But I do have
Yeah.
something for you, Kelly. Do you remember this?
I remember playtesting it. Yes.
Yeah, me, you, and Steve. We play tested. Well, I don't know about
Yes.
Steve. This
I
Steve,
think I might have been out on this one. Steve Finn, though.
Steve Finn, Dr. Steve Finn.
the designer. Yes.
The designer. I got to try it this week. Man, I didn't really remember how to play because it was so long ago that you and
It's
I played
been
tested.
so long.
Oh, you know what? It was with John Newman. Yeah, John Newman was the other guy. We did
yes.
the Feds and we
yes.
did that flower game, which eventually turned into something else. I think it was some kind of flower game where you there was like a line of flowers and you had to choose one, and then wherever you chose, it would allow you to pick the
Yes.
I really
Yes.
liked it.
I
can't
remember you guys
what
telling
it
me
turned
about it.
into,
Yes.
but I
it
really
became
liked
something
it.
else.
Wasn't there
Yes.
something about birds or something on the walls with that
Exactly.
one too? Yes, I do remember that one. I like that one. I don't know what came with that.
If you didn't pick first, you got this little bird thing that would be like a kind of a bonus. But if you picked first, or I have it backwards, right? The later you picked, the more you could pick the next round. But you got some kind of bird bonus. But I think it was a
He's very
parrot,
good
right?
at balancing things.
He does.
It was a
good
parrot
stuff.
you got. You got a free parrot for every game you got.
Maybe.
Okay, friends, what is the story of the parrot? Tell us about ChuckCon 2024. Who wants to go?
Do we want to go straight into the parrot or do we lead into the parrot? Because
Sure.
the parrot
Well-
was very important. So we played Botany. That was a pretty good game. I enjoyed it mechanically. And hi Jay. Jay
Jay
is instrumental in this. So
And stealing the bird again.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So the gist of it is, you move across the map. It's like a Victorian era. You're trying to be the Queen's botanist. So you need to collect flower samples from all across. It's a pandemic map, but,
Yes.
aged. And then you go to different cities, use your cards to collect the actual plant samples, and then you bring them back to your estate where you can preserve them or have live specimens and score based on that. So there is a way of purchasing tools and equipment, and one of the pieces of equipment you could buy it's called Disguise, and it's like a parrot mascot costume.
Yep.
It's just the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And it wasn't my turn yet. It was Steve's. And I looked at Steve and I said, you can't take that card. You have to leave it for me. This is my victory condition. And he bought it.
Yep.
So I was livid.
Totally did.
And I said, I'm not listen, my car is outside. I could just go home. I don't need to take this. And so whatever, it's fine. I'll live with it, So it was my turn. The items, equipment, garbage. Who cares? It's not a clever disguise. That's what
Steve move. Wow.
That's what the item did. It's +2 to cleverness. You're just a big parrot man. So anyway, end of my turn. About to pass it over to Kelly, and I said, you know what? I could spend $2 to just draw the top card of the item deck. Why not? And it was another parrot, and we both had our disguise. It was a really beautiful moment. We laughed, we cried, we learned a little something about ourselves.
Yes, we became bird bros.
We really did. And then Jay stole it. He stole it from me with an Egyptian flower that lets you steal things for some reason.
There's a lot of take that in this game. It sounds like
there is.
Yeah.
A little bit. It wasn't.
How long is it?
We played for 2.5, 3 hours.
Longer than it
At
should
least.
be. Longer than it should be.
Overstayed its welcome a bit, Steve.
I think.
I think it was we talked about this a little bit in the green room. Some of it was confusing in terms of the layout of the rules. So we spent a lot more time interpreting than we should have. If we were just playing, probably would have been closer to 2. And it was also a first game, so there was a teach. Jay's chiming in 90 minutes at best. He's probably right about that. But we certainly had fun with our time, even though we found some holes in the game.
Yes.
We had a blast playing it, and it's gorgeous to look at.
It really is. It's a beautiful game. All of the art is great.
Jay is right.
All right. So that is ChuckCon number 3, right?
Yep.
This
number 3.
is the third.
Y'all are
On the
veterans
third.
now. So
Yes.
here's the chance, chat crew. The veterans, the vets of ChuckCon are going to tell you their favorite tips, their best tips for a successful FriendCon or CabinCon, or there's lots of names out there. Tiny Con, mini cons. Who's got? Let's go around the room. Who's got a good tip after these 3 years?
Well,
Steve, you got one?
I'll kick one off. Depending on how big you want the group to be, you might be tempted to make everything utterly democratic. You probably can't. Have a planning committee. Have it so that a couple of people who are good at planning and represent the kind of the will of the group think it through, come up with best options to present to the group. And the first thing you should present to the group is date. Date is more important than place.
Like
you need to know. You need to know. You need to know. No. Like the fruits and syrup. That's what you need to do first. Dates.
Bad dates.
Bad dates.
Bacon dates.
A good Raiders callback. Yep. You need to know when before you need to know where. Mm-hmm. And then if people can get when on their calendars, then you can try to figure out the
get it on the calendar first.
Get it on the calendar first. Lock that in, and give yourself a good lead time.
Have a small planning committee.
Yes, that's a good start. That'd be my first 2 pieces.
That's a great start, Verla. Can you top that?
It's
all about competition here on Gumbo.
Is this the game, BJ?
This is not the game.
Oh.
It's the game before the game.
We've opted to, and I think this is a smart move. We move it around the country every year, but we make sure that we choose a location where somebody that's attending can be the host. It's kind of their hometown or their state, and they've got driving access and a game collection. So people flying in don't need to pack games for the most part, unless there's, something that only one person has, nobody local has it, and people really, really want to play it. Then, people are usually happy to throw it in a suitcase, but we're trying to minimize that. So
local, have somebody local on the ground. Like for instance,
local on the ground.
You guys had Jake right across the border in Montreal, super close. So we would have planned everything, right?
Yeah, it was great.
Great idea. Local person who also can be excited, like Eric was, on showing off the local.
Completely agree. Yeah, completely agree.
Right.
I like it, Kevin. Biggest tip.
I think something that was touched upon already was the planning committee. I think pre-planning as far as food is concerned is really important. We had a couple dietary restrictions, so having a little time to plan and prepare was really instrumental in actually getting food on the table. Me and my wife can't agree on where to go to eat on any given night, and now we've got a dozen people. We're not making a decision. It's just not happening.
I'm listening to the menu chat, and I'm sitting there going, if me and Philip go to the same CabinCon, what are we going to do? we have completely different diet practices, but that's a great idea. With enough time, it could work, because I saw what you guys were doing for Philip's, restrictions, and it seemed like everything worked out just fine, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
if someone
has a pizza oven and they're willing to make pizzas for everybody, take them up on it, because Jake is a pizza wizard.
Yep.
Yes, he is.
I'm addicted to that hot honey. I never had it before.
Oh my god!
It's like gotta have the hot honey on the pizza, man.
Everything.
All right, Kelly. Oh yeah, look, Jay says the pancakes, the pizza. Yep. Kelly, you got one? What's your best tip?
I don't know about my best, but you're going to find, just like overpacking clothes, you want to overpack games and take too many, and they're not all going to get played, because there will be a lot of games there, and we try to have the local closer or people driving bring the most games. and that checklist is very helpful.
So
Or
if
that
I remember
Google
right,
Doc.
last year we brought about 250 or 300
At
games.
least
And I think
200.
we
think
played
so.
88, I think was the
Mhm.
number, or right at around
Yeah.
88. What was the number this year? How many were brought? How many were played?
Much less.
We didn't count how many were brought, did we? Did anybody get that
I
count?
don't
Um,
think so.
I don't think so.
I
I don't
didn't
think
get
so.
it.
The
There
wiki
was a
page is
power
going to be
outage
missing
for a few
very
hours,
important
so-
fact.
That's true.
That was a couple of games more games we could have got in during that
Sure.
power outage, but
Yep.
we had fun.
So I've got the list. We played a total of 31 games.
Okay, but smaller
including
crew this time
prototypes.
with 9 people, right?
Smaller group this time.
Yes.
Power outage for a few hours.
Yeah.
A lake to go and, paddleboard on and everything. So we weren't gaming quite the 24/7 like we were. The
But we were
previous
not
ChuckCon.
suffering in between
Oh,
We
no,
games.
weren't suffering. I mean,
We were having a blast.
But that's a good
We
point,
were
though.
enjoying
In
everyone.
Bama for the Auburn thing, we did morning activities very early in the morning, but after that, it was gaming until the guitars came out at 9:00 at night, right? I mean, it was
Mhm.
solid 12 hours of gaming.
Mhm.
It seemed like from the pictures that y'all were doing a lot of other stuff, which is really cool. I mean, that's part of what a CabinCon's, right?
I do think the numbers were also a little bit smaller in terms of games played because we repeated a lot of games.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
some of
Yeah.
the games that we played were also some weighty, meaty things that went on for a while. I mean, we had
Yeah.
Yes.
Quantum got played, Botany got played, Great Meteora took some time, Heaven and Ale
Heaven
took
and
some
Ale,
time. Yeah. So we didn't suffer, but the number was probably smaller of different games played.
Kevin Crispy's got a question. Were all the games played? Were any of them a 9-player game? There are games out there like party
no,
games.
we didn't. We
Nope.
didn't do a big group game. It was pretty much just like
What did we
Captain
do
Flip
last
would
time?
usually have everyone around the table, but only
We
4
did the
people
one
playing.
from 25th Century with the 3 different. You're trying to. The green team wins. Yeah,
Green
we
team,
did.
okay.
We did a big.
We did do
a big
that.
whole room
Yeah.
thing of green team wins.
Correct.
The year
And
before
correct.
this one. Yeah,
Okay.
last year.
Yep.
Yeah, last
In
year.
Auburn.
Yeah,
we
the
did do
closest we
that.
came this time was Skull King. And how many did we have?
We
Did we have
had
8?
7 or 8. I
Jay,
think we
you
had
brought
7.
Kit?
It was Steve and Kelly, I think.
We were
Spent that
taking
game.
turns in the kitchen. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
There were
Pit
6
was
or
not
7
played.
playing that.
It would have been perfect for that. Oh, I love the game of Pit.
Yeah.
Don't tempt me with Captain Sonar, Crispy.
That would have been fun.
No one wants to play with me.
A 9-player Captain Pit,
Captain
or
Sonar.
get 2 copies of the game, and we have 2 versus Kevin. So like Kevin following the ship,
Right.
one ship by himself with the other
Right.
2 ships attacking him. That would
Like Fury of Sonar.
be furious sonar. But that's some great tips. But
Yeah.
the best thing about CabinCon, the friends, right, getting together.
Yes.
It's kind
They're
of a tradition
okay.
now. But also,
Yeah.
they're okay. But also the games, right? So I want to hear about some of these. Unless there's anything else on that list, Steve, or did we cover?
Well, there were a couple of other little small things. I think Kelly nailed it with don't bring too many games, but also, share docs are your friend. Put that out there well in advance and give everybody one game at least that they don't leave the con without playing. So everybody gets one on-V game, right?
Oh, the on-V game. Y'all did that again?
Yeah. We did that again, and we tried to make sure that everybody had something that they wanted to play, that they knew was coming, that they got a shot to play.
When we had our
And
little CabinCon a couple of months ago, we did the same thing. Everybody picked one game, and somehow, sometime, we were going to make sure that person got that game played.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you hate where you're playing games after games after game, but there's always that game you really want to play, and then all of a sudden the weekend's gone. So
Yeah.
we should have time.
I think we did a pretty good job. I think also we're rotating, and not everybody comes to the same con each year because sometimes people's schedules don't work or the travel is challenging to do. There's Evan chiming in. I know Evan too.
Ellen,
Evan!
I was
Hey,
gonna
Evan.
yell accusatory, like, no, you don't. Nobody knows me.
Evan, we're about to talk about some of these games, so make sure you chime in. Tell us ones you like.
We definitely had some new people come to the first time, and if it's local, make room for the significant others to come and say hello too, even if they're not like terribly interested in the gaming. Family can expand this. It's basically about being together, and it can be around games, but like Verla said, it could be on the lake, it could be sipping something in the evening at the fire pit. Make room, make time, have fun.
Yeah. And, going with what you're saying about significant others, it was so nice because we've been friends for so many years now, and we hear about people's significant others, but they're usually, not involved in our group chats or anything. I'm sure they hear about us back at home, and to finally get to meet like your wife and Jake's wife was just so lovely.
Yeah.
Because again, it's about the relationships, it's about the people, and we're lucky that we all love gaming and that brings us together. But the important thing to me, anyways, is being together.
Hey, Stephanie checking in. No, I haven't seen Stephanie in a while. Hopefully I'll see you at BGG this fall. Stephanie and Maynard.
It was indeed a ton of fun, Stephanie. You got it.
Absolutely.
That's a good one. You'll see Stephanie at some of the conventions because she'll work some of the booths for the on-invite people. Yep, that's right. Very excited about what it will be. I want to hear about this space game, so maybe we can visit with later. Evan, I didn't even know he was designing a space game. So, is it so it's the Great Meteora, but like 2,000 years in the future?
Just leave the A off for the end.
It's the second part of it.
Well played, Kelly. Well played.
PJ from Gumbo have got a bunch of special guests in here tonight. We're talking spicy hot games. Before we get to the ChuckCon games, there is one game I want to talk about because it's a game my wife and I have been obsessed with. Friends, I've been playing Tether every night. It's a little 2-player game, 2 and 4-player game, and it was sent to me by the designer and the publisher. And I'm forgetting the publisher's name. It's Mark McGee, of course, but the publisher's name is like Broccoli. I forget now how to steam broccoli or something like that. I'll check it out and I'll make sure I put it in the notes on there. But it's designed by Mark McGee, and I can't really describe any other game that I've played like this. It's a tableau game, and you're playing out of your hand, playing cards out of your hand, and the cards have numbers. Okay, so Kevin and Keller are going, okay, that's 1,000 games we've played, but it's got those cards like in Scout where the numbers depending on if you have it up or down.
Okay.
And the theme is that the astronauts in your hand and the astronauts on the side of the board. Let's see if I have a shot of it. I don't, but astronauts are on the side of the board are just kind of floating in space around the space station, and we're trying to gather them all in. Maybe like the worst nightmare you've ever had where somehow you got unhooked from the space station at 14,000 miles an hour, right? And you're trying to get back in. But that's the theme of this game. So the rules are simple. You're only doing one of two things. You're either playing a card to the tableau, and that's just connecting cards in sequential order. Or you're playing a card to those cards that are on the side that are just, that are lost right now, that aren't on the tableau yet. And you're doing that to get more cards. You'll dump a card out there knowing that your opponent could get it, but you can pick up one of those cards that are loose or some cards from the draw deck. So that's the way to build back your hand. But the twist is that when you play those cards, Steve, you and I are facing each other, right? Mm-hmm. On my side of the table, I'm building them horizontally, left to right. You're building them vertically from you to me. So and remember, the numbers are reversed for you than they are for me. So this is what you get. You're staring at this hand that I have here, right? Let me see if I could sew that in for you. You're staring at this hand, and then all of a sudden, you're looking at this on the table. But to you, the numbers are the big ones. The tiny ones are the numbers to the other side, which you have to kind of ignore. And I'm trying to build horizontally. Here's why. Because every time we get a group of astronauts that are 6, 10, or 14, we score for the horizontal and for the vertical. So I score for my horizontal points. Steve scores for the vertical points. Here's a great one that Snow Bunny got, where she got 5 points and I only got 2 because I'm doing the horizontal. She's doing the vertical, which is 5. That's the twist in this game, is that we're competing as to how we're trying to build out this tableau from vertical, and this the neat little score thing that you do. The game only takes about 10 or 15 minutes, but it's so wicked. It's the first couple of rounds. I honestly, you just kind of stare at your cards and go, how can I even get anywhere with this? And then by the time you get that third and fourth card played, all of a sudden the board starts looking like something. You got all these groups of astronauts everywhere. You got some cards in your hand, and you know that if you play that 30 and then you grab that loose 29 and then you pull in those 2 cards that Snow Bunny had already that were 28 and 27, but she didn't think they were 28 and 27 because she's looking at it a different way. And now you slide it in there, and now you've got 6 cards all together, and you score 4 points before she can even get a vertical line in. So what do you think? Does that sound like something anybody would be interested in?
My brain is melting, but I want to try it. Was that a preview copy, or is this out in the wild?
It's out in the wild. It's from How to Steam Broccoli Games. Mark McGee's the designer. The artist is Eric Hibler, and I'm pretty sure it's out now, so you should see it. But yeah, this is a review copy. I should say that it is a review copy. But wow, 10-minute game. That's what I just gave you is 99% of the rules. There's a couple little special edge cases that you have to worry about, but 99% of the rules are that. Play a card out of your hand, and then connect cards on the tableau or in the loose cards, or play a card to the loose cards, and then get a couple of cards back. That's it. That's the whole game. But oh man, super thinky.
I think Chris may have given us a new tagline for the Gumbo.
What's that?
I am very confused, but I love the enthusiasm. That might be your new brand.
I had that page on the Gumbo that has all the funny little things people have said about the show, and that'll be the next one, right? BJ, confused but enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, any other thoughts?
This sounds interesting. I'd give this a go, but it does seem like the upside downness of it might be the kind of thing where you want to have people who are equally into it, because if it's not evenly matched, you're going to be potentially stealing an awful lot from the other person, maybe steamrolling them. So,
well, I will say there's 2 parts for that. It is 2 or 4, so you can play with the 2 partners. The other thing is the 3 in-game conditions are when somebody gets to when the team, the 2 players gets to a 14 astronaut, that immediately ends the game. We score that 14 one, and then we count up the points. Or the deck runs out, then everybody gets another turn. Or either side gets ahead by 6. Because the game is so short, it's one of those games where you just shuffle the cards up and play again. So if somebody gets ahead by 6, they're dominating. Just reshuffle, call it a win, reshuffle. So that steamroll is built into the game to where it'll just reset at that point.
So 4 players played in teams of 2?
Teams of 2. That's correct.
Because player 4 having to build in the 4th dimension would be pretty unbalanced.
It's the new edition is going to be called the 3-body problem. So we'll see if that's going to work. All right, so that is Tether from How to Steam Broccoli Games and designer Mark McGee. Check that out.
Cool.
BJ from Board Game Gumbo. I've got some guests from ChuckCon. I've got Kelly and I've got Kevin, and we're talking about some spicy hot games that they played at ChuckCon. I want to hear about the good doctor, Dr. Rainer Knizia. And before y'all talk about it, it's called Cascadero, but it does look a lot like every other Rainer Knizia game that I've seen. I'm a fan of the doctor, so I want to hear from you guys. Sell me on this game. Tell me about Cascadero.
So I think I'm the only one here who played it at the con. So unless somebody played it independently, I'll take over. All right. So as far as Cascadero goes, you see it's that hex board. You are placing little horsemen on it. They're adorable. And you are effectively like building routes between those colored hexes. Those are cities. And that's going to control how you progress on all of those tracks on the right. So you are, yes, Jay played it as well. It was me, Jay, and Jake. So you're building routes between cities, you're managing progress on all those colored tracks, and you're building towards goals. You'll see on the left of this picture, there's the flags. Those are like achievements that you have to complete, and that's going to drive a lot of your scoring.
It's very colorful, by the way.
Oh, yes, and very colorblind friendly, which is useful for me.
Oh,
so
good.
I had no issues. The symbols, like if the colors are really a problem, it's all independent, not independent, unique art on all the different colors, so it was very easy for me to follow. Yes, you were playing Clans of Caledonia with Phil. So linking different, like, say, 2 blues together will get you one of those achievements, and then 2 yellows, whites, etc.
What about this part? Would this give people trouble that have the colors that are kind of close together, like the pink and that orange, or is it the different
for
shape?
me? It really didn't. They were plenty far enough for me in my personal experience. I think they did a really good job picking colors. Because I mean, for player colors, you're not gonna. No one says, "All right, do you want yellow or orange or pink?"
Right. So these are
it
far
works.
enough away then. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
definitely.
Good.
Way far enough. So you're building routes between the cities, and managing those tracks. So you have to. A really fun twist of the game is, regardless of how many points you score, if you want to score at the end of the game, you need to complete all of the progress on your colored track. The tracks in the game are all the player colors. So you need to push all the way up on your colors track in order to even score at the end of the game.
Mm.
So
Okay, wait. So the typical Knizia thing is where you're scoring your lowest track. It's not that way in this game?
No.
Okay.
There are points to be scored if you have everything, reaching certain thresholds, but as long as your color is all the way at the all the way at the top, you will be able to score the points that you scored during the game. Otherwise, you're out.
Got to get to the top level.
Yes, for
That's
your
an
color.
Interesting twist. Okay.
For your color.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones you could take or leave, but you're not going to score if you don't push everything. So it has. I personally really love managing multiple tracks. I love Gun Kimono. If you've played that, I really enjoyed that game. That's you using dominoes to move on those tracks. And it's like, when you're playing Ticket to Ride and you see someone building towards a particular city, and then just as they're about to, you place your route there and you block them. There's a lot of that in this game. If you want it to be, it really depends. So this side shows some hex tiles that are laying on top of the cities. That's a alternate board. We didn't play with that, but that just gives a little bit more incentive to hit certain cities. So we didn't play that. I'd very much like to. This is definitely on my list of once a little space clears up behind me.
Stephanie, it sounds like, unlike Ingenious, you're trying to get your things all the way to the top. Obviously, if you did that in Ingenious, you're going to win. If you can get all 4 or 5 colors all the way to the top, you're absolutely going to win. So similar to that. So
yeah, very simple as far as you take one of your pieces and you play it on a hex. And then if you connect 2 different cities, the city that you just connected to, you progress on that track. And
does anybody know if this is one of those games where he redid one of his earlier games, or is this a brand new game? Anybody know?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It does not, according to BGG, there's no earlier game. Yeah. That would be interesting. He's on a roll with a bunch of these new games that are coming out.
He's got a lot of new ones.
It says re-implemented by Cascadero, which I think is the roll.
It's a roller, right?
It's the roller.
Yeah. We did not play that, but
okay.
Yeah. It will also be re-implemented as Cascadero or something else. So it's going to be that's the legacy game.
Cascacardia, the card base.
Cascadero, I guess. Yeah. So.
I am intrigued.
Yeah.
Crispy says, I love it when you can play friendly or go full aggro and just block your
opponent.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we kind of ebbed and flowed as far as aggressiveness and blocking out certain ones, but then a good portion of the game will just be like, listen, we all have our own goals, just ignore me, please. I won't do anything to you if you don't block me. But there's room for that aggression if you want it. So I really enjoyed this one.
What's the playtime?
Remind me again. Yeah, I was just about to say, how long did it go again? I can't remember this one.
This one wasn't particularly long because we played, I'd say 90 minutes at most. Okay. Probably
you were
less.
Playing while we were playing Heaven and Ale.
You were playing
right?
Heaven. We got this and Castles of Burgundy and some, and I took a shower. And
in the time that we played Heaven and Ale.
And then I watched
what
you
guys
trying
score. What are you trying to say, Kevin? Well, we'd had a power outage. Couldn't play early in the evening, so we got a late start. It was a learning game for some folks, and it might have gone till 3 a.m. on our last night.
This is absolutely gorgeous, though, at least from the pictures.
Yeah.
Oh wow, y'all actually solved world peace during this game while Kevin was taking a shower. And probably didn't even tell him.
Taking Kevin out of the situation makes everything just far more peaceful.
Kevin comes out of the shower and all of diseases have been cured. He's like, what?
What does that say about me? Pre-shower.
Kind of filthy.
Any other thoughts? So Kevin, only one in the group that played it.
I did not play this one.
Yeah, Jay was the other one that played it. Did Jay say what he thought about it?
I don't know that he
I
did.
missed it.
He did
Oh,
say it was limited resources and a ticket to ride vibe.
Oh, okay, yeah. I am curious. Bald phobic. Okay.
No, we just missed the bird hat. The bird hat is just the bird is the word, man.
I would have loved
I
to have
don't,
seen the.
I don't want to go find it.
No,
You know, when we're
Same.
talking about the next game, you could get it. I'm okay with that,
that's true.
No, I'm good.
and I definitely want to hear about this next game. Let me see if I can get it up there. BJ from Morgan Gumbo. I've got my guests in from ChuckCon, Kelly and Kevin, and of course we have Verla and Steve, and we're talking spicy hot games. And one of those that, if I could tell y'all the number of times I see people post pictures from BGA of Captain Flip, if they got $1 for every person that's played this game on BGA, they'd have a gazillion dollars. I want to hear about Captain Flip. I've never actually played it in person. I've only played it online. So who wants to tell us about Captain Flip?
I'm pretty sure there was nobody who did not love it. Philip was ordering it on his phone before the game was even over. And that's a light game for Philip.
Yeah, this is not
Correct.
1879 or 1852.
There's no economics, so there's no stocks.
Yeah.
So he loved it. We all loved it.
Mine's coming on the 8th.
How do you play it? So that's the problem. All I do is pick tiles. I decide if I feel like flipping it, and then I put it on the thing. I haven't figured out any of the rules. What are the rules?
Did you want to talk about this one, Verla? This was one that you had on
Sure.
your list.
Sure.
I think it was on everybody's list, by the way.
Yeah,
Steve.
I think so.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't think we counted how many times it got played at ChuckCon, but every single day, multiple times by every single person. Anytime there was some downtime between games waiting to get, something longer started, it was like, oh, let's play Captain Flip again. It's great. So everybody has a board and they all have 5 columns. There's 4 different boards you can play on. You all play on you pick one, you're all playing on the same one. But you pull these character tiles out of a bag, and on your turn, you, like you said, BJ, you take a tile out and choose if you're going to accept the character that comes out face up and put it on your board, or if you're going to flip it over and then you're stuck with whatever that is. So each of the different characters does different things, gives you points. You've got a monkey tile that lets you flip over a tile next to it orthogonally. So if you played like the gunner, that gives you 5 points when you play it, but if you end up with 3 of them on your board at the end of the game, what happens? Do you lose the game straight out? I never let it happen to me, so now I forgot what happens. But the parrot, I mean, this just goes on with the theme of ChuckCon.
Wait, there's a parrot.
With Kevin.
Yes,
There's a parrot.
There's a
And
damn
funny
parrot.
story, 2 different games, Kevin pulled out parrot after parrot. So parrot is the tile that lets you take another tile on your turn. And he kept drawing them over and over and over like 5 times in a row and crushed us.
And that's legal?
It was hilarious.
Even though you do lose a coin for doing
You
so.
lose a point for placing
It's
a
worth
parrot
it.
at the end of the game.
It's worth
it.
Is that what this tile is right here?
That's the
No,
monkey that lets you
that's the
flip
monkey.
over a tile next to you.
Adjacent.
Oh, so
And
you
that
can go back.
one-
You can go back to something that you had accidentally flipped.
If you remember what was
Yeah.
underneath, you can flip it back.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of memory going on. You'll see
Well, what's
things
the
at the
deal with
top of the
columns?
columns.
Yeah, what's the deal with
So, like on this board, what is it? The map, the cartographer's map. If you get to the top of that, you get this cartographer like chunk of cardboard that is that map, and that gives you a coin, I think, which is points
At the start
every
of your
turn
turn.
that you hold it. That middle column, if you get to the top of it filled, it's going to give you 5 points, and then 3 points for the one on the far right.
And
each
nothing for the little
board-
ones because they're easy to fill up. Is there some kind of penalty for not filling up a column if you start it?
No.
No?
Nope.
No.
Well,
But every
pretty
board
sim-
is
pretty
different,
simple
has different
decisions.
scoring rules. Yeah. Well, you'd think so.
You would think so.
Depending on- You would think so. But like this board, I can't see that one too well.
Wait, there's
but
so many
there's some
different boards.
There's
That's
4
the wrap.
different boards. Okay, there we go. So like the second column in that one, you want to have the same character in every in that whole stack. In the one with the 4 points at the top, you want a different character in every stack.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's where the monkey can come in handy sometimes if you draw one, because you might need to flip it like, oh man, this messed me up. I had to put this here. It ruined my 3 of the same kind. Oh, but I got a monkey next to it, and I know that what I needed is on the other side, and I can flip it back, that kind of thing.
Oh, here's an interesting one, a little solitary island with a pirate.
Yeah.
But if you do the easy one, you're going to lose a point. So you want something big.
If you're the first person, I think, right? There's one that maybe it's not this one.
There is one where it'll have 2 of them. That is, first person gets the left bonus.
Oh, that's right.
Everyone else gets the right.
Is there any bonuses that go horizontally, or it's always vertically?
Based on the tiles, yes. There's a character that will give you, I think it's the cook that gives you points based on having horizontally connected tiles.
Interesting. Okay, I think we missed. Oh, here's one. Okay,
that's the Kraken.
Yeah.
And is this the one where if you're first, you get something?
Yes,
or
that
second?
one.
Yes,
Get
yeah, that's
points.
the one.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's so clever with the tiles on here, though, because each tile plays differently. The Swabby gives you set collection. If you can get 5 of them out there, you got 25 points. The parrot is a negative, but gives you a extra turn. The lookout, if you can place them at the top of a column, or a top of the place column, gives you extra points. They really do interact in a pretty simple, straightforward, but clever way.
And kind of in a thematic.
There's
I've pulled this one. I pulled the Swabby. You're trying to get a bunch of Swabbies.
Swabby.
And
yes.
That's the house rule. You have to yell Swabby anytime one comes up.
Every
Swabby is my favorite.
Swabby!
So
you can be confused, but enthusiastic.
Is this the one that you could lose if you play this one?
Yes.
If you get your third
it's worth 5 coins if you play it on the board. But if you play it and have 3 of them out on the board at the end of your turn and can't fix it, you're out of the game.
Well, our friend Dave constantly talks about this game. He taught it to everybody at BGG Spring. So it's something.
He's not wrong.
He says he can play it with his family, but he can also play with gamers like to play it, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
I am interested in what is this one? I don't understand that icon.
The carpenter. So as long as that you get 3 points. So there's 2 different colors on the point. If you go back to the gunner, you'll see what that's good. So the left is that scoring thing is in yellow. That means that happens immediately. You play a gunner, you get 5 coins. And then the other color, I'm not good with color. Gray. Those actions happen at the end of the game. So this one is if there's a gunner, if there is no gunner in the row or column as the carpenter, you get 3 coins.
I get it now. That's a bomb. Okay, so you don't want any bombs around you.
Yes.
Okay.
Or you want to play the bomber and get the 5 points, but then play your monkey and flip the bomber.
Exactly.
You want all the points you can. It interacts in such a clever way.
It really
does.
Yeah, you don't lose.
An awesome game.
You don't lose right away if you have the 3 gunners, because you can get a monkey and flip one of those gunners, and now you only have 2.
By the way, I love the art. It's not
cute.
It's not cartoony as in like blown up extravagant. It looks more like graphic novel, cartoony a little bit. You know what I mean? It just looks fun. Yeah. Just
it's great.
Like
it looks like Saturday morning Vincent Dutrait.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. Yeah. That's Captain Flip, Paolo Mori, and Remo Conzadori. And if I remember right, it is on the list or recommended for Spiel.
It's on the list. I think
Wow.
it's one of the 3, and I think it takes it.
Well, we're gonna. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna find out at the end of this month. Interesting. I'll be honest. When I saw it on BGA and that first time I played, just kind of clicking through, I remember thinking to myself, I was like, "Wow, this thing got nominated." But the way y'all are describing these tiles really do matter. So, is that Berkey? Hey, Berkey checking in. Hello, Berkey.
We talked about Swabby, and we're going to Berkey.
Going right to Berkey. Berkey, we're going to be playing a game later on, sponsored by Game Toppers LLC. Don't forget, make your game nights a showstopper when you play on a Game Topper. I keep wanting Berkey to use that in his ads, but he never does. But
trying hard.
We try. Me and Alex, we have both of our little versions of it. So, yeah, that is Captain Flip, man. I'm digging it. I'm gonna have to find a copy. Well, Dave's got a copy, so I can play it with Duke.
There you go.
That
there you
is
go.
going to be a good one.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Any other thoughts? Everybody got a chance to talk about
It's just so easy to learn, but it's not necessarily a simple game. Well, I call it simple but strategic. And just everybody loves it.
Just get it.
I'm digging it.
Just buy it.
have one in your game group. Gift it so you could play it
Yes.
yourself.
This
That's
sounds
right.
strange, but to hear everybody, we're all part of Chuck's gaming group. We all play light family games. We all love those games, right? Tapas games, filler games, family games, friendly games, welcoming games, gateway games, whatever you want to call them. But for Philip, who plays 90% heavy
Yeah.
games, to immediately buy a copy, that tells me
Yeah,
this
that
is a
said a
game
lot.
That really
Yeah.
surprised
Yeah.
me, and I was impressed.
That's
Yes,
Yeah.
I thought he would think it was too light
Yes,
for
it's-
sure.
maybe,
BJ,
maybe
side note.
Steve's right. I
Jay's
forgot what
trying to
my
get in.
prediction was. Steve, do you remember? Go
Say
ahead.
what?
Jay's trying
Jay,
to
I think Jay's in the green
Jay's
room.
trying to
Oh, I
get in.
don't see him. Hold on. Hello, Jay.
There
DJ
he
Bell.
is.
Caw!
And
Bird Bro.
Wait, does Jay have a parrot hat on? No.
No.
I should have
Parrot
worn
t-shirt.
one, right? I should have. Oh,
Yep.
this is my Taekwondo. This is my Taekwondo show.
Here's your chance,
Okay.
Jay.
Look how pretty Botany is behind him there.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Oh, hey, show off the box for us. Show off the box
Yeah,
for us.
It's a beautiful box.
Jay, they were dogging this game. They were dogging
no,
it.
no.
Only parts of it.
Wow, that
It's
is a
not just the
gorgeous
game. The map is fantastic. The cards are gorgeous,
Yes.
and there's good flavor
beautiful
text
map.
on all of it.
Yeah, it's a great game. It's a great game.
So, Jay, here's your chance. Captain
Okay.
Flip, yay or nay?
I'm surprised I haven't bought 3 copies already.
Can I tell you, it sounded like a Jay Bell game? I mean, it really did. It sounded like something you would design.
Yeah. I mean, I want to say it caught me by surprise, but like when I didn't play the first game that was played at ChuckCon, I think I watched it and I was just like, this just seems like pure fun, right?
Mhm.
Very simple actions, but the decision is just like, do you keep the thing you have? Or do you
Yep.
flip it over? No idea what it is, and you're stuck with it. It's just perfect.
Are there enough tiles, Jay, where you're just going to memorize what's on the backside of each tile?
No.
Or do they mix them
No.
all up?
I don't even
It
know
would
how
be
many there are of each like person, right?
I think there's 13 of each face.
Oh, wow.
So it's
Well,
like
that would be hard to card count then.
because you don't
Yes.
even
Yes.
really hard.
because half
And
the
they're just
time you don't
randomly.
even know what's on the back. So
Yeah.
how are you going to calculate that?
Yeah.
It could be one of 13 cartographers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's
not that the
so
same
monkey's
thing
not
is on
always
the
with
back.
lookout.
Yeah.
The-
No,
Right.
No, it's not an automatic pairing like that. They're mix and
No.
match.
I just hope there's an expansion where there's a gunner that has a gunner on the back. That's all I want in the world. Is just to sow chaos.
Well, the way you say it, they could easily make some expansions for this game.
Oh,
right?
sure.
There
yeah.
is actually BGA
sure.
has an exclusive map right now.
Really?
Oh,
Yes, it's called the Jaws of the Kraken.
Okay.
Evan
Why have I
approved.
not gotten an invite to this yet?
Evan
We-
approves, by the way, Kevin.
We're still
He's-
playing Forest Shuffle. I
Somebody
only play
said
one
they
game
were
at a
gonna
time
do
on
it
BGA. I can't multitask.
Heaven. Seriously?
Heaven.
I got
Okay,
enough
okay,
going
so-
on.
My,
You don't
Rookie
know me.
numbers.
My
You don't
buddy-
know his life.
my buddy Cam from the
Clearly.
Board Boys is trying to get to the. There's a secret medal you get if you can get to 100 open games, and he's trying to get to. But he said every time he gets
may
close,
have achieved that one.
Oh, yeah.
I think
I
I was
every
gonna
time
say
he gets close,
got it.
Yeah.
every time you open your computer, you have like 30 games to play. I mean, and as soon as you finish the 30th one, you have another 10 games to play. You just never get off
Right.
the thing. So
Believe it or not, I'm actually in 0 games on BGA right now. Yeah.
Wow.
So you
I
got
was
to change your name.
Yeah. I picked up the D in front of my name because I didn't have it on BGA before.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, but someone's supposed to make a Captain Flip tournament for us, right?
I
Oh
think
yeah,
so,
when's that
yes.
happening?
Someone.
That needs to happen.
Well, I
Yeah.
do want to talk about one more game before we get to the game that Steve has designed for us tonight. BJ from More Game Gumbo. I've got my guests in here. Forest Shuffle. We got a whole host of special guests here. We got Steve, we got Verla, we got Kevin, we got Kelly, and we got DJ Bell coming in, and we're talking about maybe a game, one of the games of the con, Forest Shuffle. I know it's a game that is very, very popular here in our Gumbo game nights. So who wants to talk about Forest Shuffle?
Well, this was a 2-player game that Kevin played, and I was also at the table. The game was played well by one person, and well, poorly by the other.
Who has played Forest Shuffle so far in this group?
I've
Me.
played it, but I
Online.
didn't play it at the con.
This was my
I-
first in-person play.
I
of
play
it.
it online constantly. And I
Jay.
brought the game to ChuckCon and didn't
Yeah.
play it.
Jay, you've never played it?
I haven't. I saw you and Jarrett play it once when I came over, but I've never played it.
Okay, interesting. Jeremy, our friend Jeremy Dobster, the Dobster loves this game. So who wants to explain how it's played?
Do you want to take it, Kevin? I'll start us off, and you jump in and tell them. I'll tell them how to play it poorly, and you tell them how to win.
I'll rudely interrupt at some point.
That sounds good. That's what you were doing with my cards anyway, weren't you? It is a card game.
Yeah, well, you've come to the right place. By the way, we love Lookout Games as a publisher.
Yeah.
Tipperary and Forest Shuffle, two
Completely
great
agreed.
games. Yeah,
It is a card game where you're laying out a tableau, and you are essentially creating a forest full of trees that will then be populated with
also known as a
Mischwald. Mischwald, yes, absolutely. That's the original. These are your trees. It's just gorgeous artwork on these. You have to play the trees out as part of what your landscape will look like. And then you have the ability to play cards that are divided in half, either top to bottom or left to right. As you play them, you'll tuck them under the trees that you've got placed. And you will have everything that the cards say is what the game plays for points. So you'll have the interaction of the different cards that if it will say, if you have this many, butterflies, or the fox is going to really profit by having lots of different rabbits on the board. You basically have to be looking at your tableau and trying to figure out how to synergize those to get the most points. There's a lot of different ways to get points through set collection or those interactions. The game is wonderful. I thought it was going to be messy in terms of the tucking, but it actually did pretty well with the cards. The cards were pretty good stock, and you didn't really jostle it around too much. They did all right. The headache is playing it not on BGA because you have to score it at the end. The score at the end took some time.
Oh, yeah.
Fortunately, there was no doubt about what the score was going to end up looking like. It was all academic when we were doing the math. My forest was
when someone has 200 points more than you, it's pretty easy to do the math, right, Steve?
It may not have been that bad, but my forest got lapped.
It ended up much closer than we thought it was going to.
I had one thing that I did well, and that was the only thing that made it vaguely respectable.
Was it dinner the night before?
Yeah, that was probably it. No, two things. I paddleboarded like crazy.
So Berkey says gives you the Arc Nova feel, but quicker and easier to teach. And I know what he's talking about. It's trying to get those combos between the cards the same way you're trying to get those combos between your board and the cards that you get in.
And I witnessed lots of clever moments.
Yeah.
And just to jump in quick, Kevin says he's been trying to get a copy. I think it just got reprinted and started being sold again. Because I've been checking since when we 2 weekends ago, and it's been out of stock everywhere. And 2 days ago, it's in stock everywhere.
Okay.
So hurry and get a copy because aftermarket copies are very expensive, and I've been very tempted.
The complaint about the base game, I'm assuming Kevin picked it up right away, and that's why he dominated. Is there are two types of animals that synergize really well together? I can't remember. It's like the
European hare fox, and then it was wolf deer, which neither of us actually did.
That one didn't happen. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because that is a big combo. The wolf deer.
Kevin's crush was on the trees. Believe it or not,
what
was the one? You were Johnny Appleseed, but there was the horse chestnut, right?
Oh yeah. It's a multiplier.
Horse chestnut was dominant.
Oh yeah, that was the set collection one. I had all of them. And a B.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
That's what I've been told by good forest shuffle players. Yes, the wolves and the deers are pretty powerful, but that there are so many combos. As long as you snipe some of the deer or wolves and you do some other combo, you're going to defeat the player who's all in on just deer wolves.
Yes, that's true.
Really
good game.
The tree huggers.
The tree huggers. That's right.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, who else has played it? Any other thoughts? I know Kelly, you're a big BGA player of this, but have you ever played it live?
I brought it to ChuckCon in order to play it live. Didn't happen, but that's okay. I'm happy somebody played it.
I do. I've said this many times. Jared and I like playing it live, but it's so much easier to play it on BGA because it does all the accounting for you, right?
Yes, it does.
The only problem that I find with BGA is that when you're playing it live, you can see what everyone else is doing, and also you kind of know when the end game is coming. When I'm playing on BGA, I kind of forget, and then the big screen comes up where it says, "Oh, another whatever the timer is."
Artists
yeah, exactly. I'm like, I wasn't ready for that. But I feel like when we play it live, we're much more cognizant of the flow of the game as we get closer to the end, and also what the other player is doing. And you can kind of draft. When I'm playing it on BGA, I don't even really notice what other people are doing it.
I don't scroll down.
Yeah,
I've played it with you. I've played it with your friend from Lookout Games, and she wallops me every time I try to play.
Oh, she is so good.
Really good.
She's so good at it.
It's not
Yeah,
even
I prefer playing it at the table, but having BGA score it.
Yeah.
So-
Some kind of combination.
We played this 2-player. If you were playing this at the table with more, it will take up also a lot of space.
Huge.
Yeah.
Because even because our game also went long because the final winter card was the last card.
Yeah, actual
It was,
last.
we went through the
wow.
entire deck.
Yes.
Wow.
But in the process of doing that, we had to have rows of trees in front of us. We didn't have enough space for it. It would
Well, I
it
wish
was just
Jeremy
huge.
and Logan were in the chat because I'm pretty sure there's an expansion. And
Yes.
I
There
think they-
is, and I just saw it in the wild, and I don't have a copy of this yet. And I got distracted. Mom and I were checking out some game stores in the Seattle area, just doing a tour. And Zulu's had it, and I meant to tell you so we could grab it, and I failed.
I saw it and I passed it up because of the color issue they're having, and I thought, is that one of the first copies of the expansion where they're having color issues where they don't quite match the base game cards, and they're working on it. If you go to Lookout's website,
I mean, I won't be able to tell the difference, I'm sure.
oh, that's true. No, it might have been a darker.
I got a
more
case of
lighter.
the base game and the expansion will be here Saturday. I'm very excited.
Very good.
So
That's coming to CabinCon. CabinCon 2, yes, Kevin?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Bring that. Cool.
That is Forest Shuffle.
One
from Lookout Games.
quick thing I wanted to bring up on Forest Shuffle before we stop. Kelly, your copy was sleeved, and Steve and I both agreed that was really nice to cleanly tuck everything. Everything slid very nicely.
100%. I was just going to ask how you felt about that.
I am not a sleever. I don't sleeve anything. I think I think I'm going to sleeve this because I think it really did help with tucking everything.
Well, and also that's a lot of cards to shuffle, and I can't shuffle at all. I can't even shuffle just a standard deck of cards. So, you know, the whole, however you call shuffling sleeved cards. What is the term for that?
Mash?
So what do? You just do the magic shuffle, just kind of throw it all around? And
No. I just kind of hold a handful of them and cram another handful. I don't know.
Kelly, have you ever played 52 card pickup? Because we can play that at ChuckCon next time.
Monster.
I would not play that game with her. No. All right, so that's Forest Shuffle from Lookout Games. Check that out. That was nominated for the Spiel last year, right?
Was it?
I don't know if it was nominated or recommended.
Recommended.
I think it might have been recommended.
Recommended. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So it's time for the game time. I'm assuming, Steve, you want me to teach the game tonight that we're going to do?
Seeing as how I have no idea what you've done, yeah, how about that?
Of course. One person who is here today is going to have to be excluded for reasons that will be made clear as we get to his part of the game. I wasn't expecting him to be here, but we're going to be playing a game that I stole from Dan from the Geek All-Stars, who stole it from the Fleeples, from Matt Riddle and them when they used to do their podcast. It's called Rank 'em. The Fleeples, yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, that's their nickname. The Matt Riddle, Ben Pitchback, and Adam Hill, the Fleeples. So it's called Rank 'em, and this is how it works. I'm going to give out a list of something, some kind of category. For instance, Elvis Presley songs, top 5 Elvis Presley songs, okay? But I'm only going to give those 5, they're preset 1st through 5th, and I'm going to give them to you one at a time, but not necessarily in the order that they are ranked.
Okay.
And I'll give them to you one at a time. And you're going to write down, or actually what we'll do is we'll go through the room and you'll say what your number 1 is, what your number 2 is, what number 3. But you're going to have to decide based in the order that I give you. So if we were doing, favorite Cajun dishes, it would be like, I'll say tasso, and you'll go, where is that my number 1? But I really like boudin. Is he going to say boudin? Because if he says boudin, I need to put that second. So you're going to try to figure that out. But here's the kick. Here's the twist to make it. We're going to make it different from the way they do it because it's going to be competitive. So I already have a preset 5 from 5 celebrities. And so you're going to be trying to get as close to those celebrities as you can get. And we'll score them up to see who can get them. And it's got to be a match. So if Elvis Presley's 5 sandwiches, if the first one is peanut butter and bananas, you have to have number 1. It's got to be number 1, okay? Or you don't get any points for it. Are we clear on how it played?
All right.
I think so. Do you need us to write this, or are we going to type it in chat as we go
No,
along?
the chat crew will just be playing chat crew. You just have to score on your own. You guys will just go around the room, and I'll just call you out, and you'll say what where you would put this one in your ranking.
What number? And it's all
But
one
it's
to
not
5.
where you would put it in your ranking. It's
Right.
where
There.
you think the celebrity would put it in their ranking. Okay.
And they're all up to 5,
Celebrity.
1 through 5.
They're all 5. They're all 5. All right.
Okay.
Are we ready?
I think
Here's
so.
the
Let's do
first
this.
category. First category. And chat crew, you're playing along. Tom Vassal's top 5 games, board games for the classroom. Okay, are we ready?
Okay.
So the first one is Banned Words, a game I've never actually heard of. So Banned Words. Steve, where would you put that one?
I don't know.
Chat crew,
much
you're on
about
your
it.
own in your honor, so you just write it down, okay?
I am going to know that BJ is doing something Cylon here where there's going to be a 5th terrible game, so I'll say it's number 4.
Okay. Verla?
I'm going to say it's number 5.
Kevin?
I'm gonna go
Banned
3.
Words. Number 3? Okay. Kelly?
I would have said 4, but Steve did.
You
Oh,
can
you
say
can take
4.
it. You can do it.
4.
All right. Jay?
I actually think it's number 4 also.
All right. No. The second one is Timeline. Anybody play
Ooh.
Timeline? It's a
Ooh,
really
yes.
cool game where you're trying to put
I
the
played
actually,
that
trying-
at Edison in Germany with Matthias Kramer and the guy that designed Lewis and Clark.
Oh, wow.
And we had like 3 different languages going, and it was, I think, a German version. So we all had our phones out. It was hilarious.
This
Okay.
game's sort of like Timeline when I
Translate.
think about it.
Timeline.
Yeah.
Jay, where do you put Timeline, Jay?
I mean, after Verla's, chat about it, I think I'm gonna have to put it at number 2.
Okay.
Mhm.
Kelly?
3.
Kevin?
2.
Verla?
3.
Steve?
I'm going to say 1.
1. Okay. Interesting.
Yes.
All right. Next one is Periodic, a Game of the Elements. Remember, top 5 games for the classroom. Steve already regretting his choices here, I think. Verla,
What have I said? I said 5 and 3.
Verla, yeah. Hey, you got to write it down because I can't keep track of yours. Okay. So Verla, what you got? Periodic, a Game of the Elements.
Periodic.
Steve hating his life right now.
No, I'm okay.
2.
All right, Kevin,
I'm gonna go 4.
Verla. Kelly.
I'm going to say 1.
1. I did my job, Steve. Jay,
I'm gonna go 3.
Steve,
3.
3.
I'll say 2 on that.
Okay. Next one up, Unlock Epic Adventures. So it's an Unlock game, but it's the Epic Adventures version of it. We got Kelly.
Did you say we were supposed to be writing ours down?
You should be writing yours down. Yeah.
What do I have?
I
I've
can't.
I
taken-
said we didn't have to write anything.
I've taken
Oh,
mental
sorry.
notes.
Or if you know your numbers, that's fine.
I think so.
Did I already
I
do
think you said 4
2?
and something else and then 1.
Which is this the 4th guess? Or
This is the 4th one.
Fourth
So
and
there's 2 left. This and the next one.
Ugh. I don't remember all my numbers, so I'm just gonna say 5. I know I haven't said 5.
5. Okay, Jay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 5 also.
Steve.
I started with 4. I think I left room for this to be 5.
Okay. Verla.
See, I got 1 and 4 left. I think I will put it at 4.
Kevin.
This is a 5.
It's a 5. Okay. And that was Unlock, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the last one, Subatomic, an atom building game.
Oh, gotta save one for last.
Kevin.
Whatever you have as your last number.
Yep. Number
is your
1,
last-
baby.
Kevin says number 1. All right. Verla.
That's my last one as well. Number 1.
Okay. Steve.
I have 3 left.
3.
So it's my 3rd.
Kelly.
I think that I have 3 left.
Okay. Jay?
I think
It's number
3.
one for me.
Number 1 for you. Wow. All right. So the number 1 game on Tom Bassel's top 5 games for the classroom, it was Unlock Epic Adventures. Who got that right?
Oh, I almost went for that.
Okay, it's all downhill from here.
Number 2, Timeline. Number 3, Banned Words. Number 4, Periodic. And number
It's like I
5,
could read his
Double
mind.
Cameras. Did you get any of them right, Kevin?
I got the last 3 right.
I got the last 3 right. Okay. So Banned Words, Periodic, and Subatomic got all 3 of those.
Which means
Okay,
I got
good.
this one
Well,
wrong.
how are we doing on scores? Steve.
It's easy for me to remember. I got 0.
Verla, 0. Kevin.
I think I got
I got
0.
3.
Okay, Kelly with 0. Jay,
I got none.
none.
0.
This is 4.
I got to keep better track.
all over again. 4
This was
shuffle
our burnt
all
pancake.
All right.
Look
That
upon
was
my
This was our
trees,
burnt
Steve,
pancake,
That was
guys.
our
and
test run.
despair.
The first winter card just came out. Kevin's in the lead.
That was the test run. Chat crew, let us know how you guys did, and we'll go to category number 2. Category number 2, Taylor Swift's 5 most talked about colors. So I looked at the lyrics. on
No
her
fair. Jay, Jay wins. Just
I'll-
give it to him right now.
I'll see y'all later.
According to her lyrics, how many times did she mention these colors in her first 9 albums? I mean, Jay Bell's on the show. We got to do Taylor Swift, right? Even though
Twice.
I would, if I knew you were here, I would have done Lawrence, Jay. But so Taylor Swift, 5 most talked about colors. According to her lyrics in her first 9 albums, Steve, is it?
You're starting with me. I got nothing. I got nothing right off the bat.
You know what? We're going to start with Kevin. Good point. Kevin.
Oh,
Kevin.
thanks. Appreciate it.
Number 1, blue.
Blue. I rolled a 6, so that doesn't help.
Roll dice.
Blue, we're
Thank you.
gonna
Thank
go
you
with
for
a
taking
2
the
on
break.
blue. We're gonna go with 2.
Two,
Bad
okay.
choice, Kevin. It's bad choice.
Kelly.
She loves blue.
Kelly, what you got?
I don't know. Let's do
Pick it.
3.
3? Okay. I'm not going to you, Jay. Verla. I think I'm going to put Jay last on all of these because I don't want you
I
guys
think
to
so.
cheat on them.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Blue. Shoot. I'm going to
There's
say
only-
3.
There's only like a 90, maybe 85% chance I'll get all these right.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming by, Berkey, and everybody check out GameToppersLLC.com. He's running some specials.
Got mine
right
on
now.
my table right here.
Yeah, he's running some specials right now. And I've got a video coming out that you might want to check out pretty soon. I did some comparisons on some of the game match. So, Verla, what did you say? Blue?
I said 3, and I'm wondering if I regret it already. But
Steve?
4.
Jay?
I'm gonna go with 1.
All right. Let's go to the next one. Got to mix these up. Red. Kelly. Red.
1.
Kevin.
I didn't see Jay's face move, so I think it's 1.
Verla.
1.
Steve.
Sure, 1.
Jay, what you got?
For red, geez.
Can't
I'm
use
gonna
number
go
1 because
with-
you already said number 1. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with 2.
Okay.
No.
Next one up. Gold/yellow. Verla.
Oh, gosh. 5.
And it's really yellow, but I just threw gold in there because it looks gold. So 5.
okay.
Steve.
Did I just say 2 on that? I think.
Are you writing these down?
I'm not writing these down. This is a memory game. I'm terrible at memory games. It's thrilling, isn't it, Chris?
High drama, Chris. High
This is-
drama.
I haven't even gotten
this
mad
is-
yet.
This is embarrassing doing this in front of one of my students. They get to see how little I know about anything.
Is this Chris that plays the game?
This is Chris. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I think I said blue was. I think I said blue was.
I think you said 3. Like
I think
me.
I said red was. I think I said red was 2. Let's make this.
You said blue is
3.
3, red was 2, right? Yeah.
No, blue was 4, and I was wrong. I was wrong with that from Jay's face. Blue is 2. Blue is 4. I think red was 2. Yellow, gold 3. I don't
Chris, can you go drop a pen and a notepad off to Steve's house real quick for us?
know. Yeah.
Who? I'm lost now. Who didn't go?
I
Verla?
have not.
No, Kevin. Okay, go ahead. What you got?
That's a 4.
4.
Easiest 4 of my life.
The only one left is Jay. Verla,
Thanks,
you
Seth.
Are we still on yellow?
we're still on gold, yellow. Yep.
2.
2. Jay?
You know, this is actually pretty hard because I don't know what colors you're gonna say. So like I know
That's the
what
fun of the
she had
game.
said, but like for gold yellow, I think I'm actually gonna have to go 5.
Okay. Next one up, black. Let's see. When did Kelly?
4.
Kevin?
5.
I hear somebody typing. No cheating.
That's me. I'm typing my numbers. I'm not. You told me to write them down. I'm typing them
fine.
right in
I'm
the
doing.
chat in
That's
the
Verla,
thing.
I think Kevin's jumping on Spotify and listening to all of the 9
At the
albums.
same time, all of my screens are different Spotify windows.
Black. What do I have left?
Oh no.
4.
It's one of 2 numbers, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say 4.
Steve?
1. I don't know.
No, it's Taylor Swift. It's not Marilyn Manson.
Jay, what you got?
It should be. It should be.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go 4 and see if I can get Tay to hop in the chat and give us some help here.
All right. The last one is white. Steve.
Lavender. Oh,
There's only
lavender.
I have 5 left, so that's
Killing
it.
me.
Steve says 5. Verla says
I'm
flip.
forced with 2 on that.
you're happy about it. Kevin
3.
says 3. Kelly says
5.
5. Jay says
I gotta go 3.
3. All right. So the top 5 most talked about colors according to her lyrics in her first 9 albums. Taylor Swift's number 1. Jay, it's blue, right? It's blue. Number 2 is red. Number 3 is yellow. Number 4 is black. And number 5 is white.
Oh, okay.
Can't
I got
believe
1.
I got
All right,
2.
I got 3 because I flipped 2 terribly, so that's not awful.
Captain Flip, you did it right.
I Captain Flip. I totally monkeyed that one. I flipped him back.
Okay, so score.
Well, I didn't.
Kevin,
Smubby!
Kevin, what you got now?
I got nothing there. So total of 3.
Ooh,
Oh,
the game is afoot. We're back. Okay. Next one up. Chris Yee's top 5 games a bard would love.
Okay.
Top 5 games.
Okay, all right.
a bard would love.
Chris
These are board games.
I'm
Top
not sure
5
about
games.
Chris, but I'm familiar with bards.
All right, this is Chrissy of
Yes.
the Dice Tower. Top 5 board, and also fellow board game. Board boy fan. Top 5 board games a bard would love. All right, here we go. Are we ready?
Yep.
First one is Forgotten Waters. Jay Bell.
4?
4. Okay. Kelly. You know your bards.
A bard,
A bard.
like a musician,
Correct.
No, getting onto a show.
tells tales.
Yep. That's right. Like Tom Maryland.
5.
5. Kevin.
I want to say 5, but he's going to throw in like Power Grid or something that a bard would hate, and I'm going to get so mad. I'm going to go with 5.
Verla.
4.
Steve.
I'm gonna say 3.
3. Okay. Next one. No, sorry. Oath Sworn.
Oh my god.
Steve. Oath Sworn.
Oh man, 2.
Okay. Kelly.
3.
Verla.
I have no idea. 3.
Kevin.
That sounds like a 3.
Jay.
This is such a juicy contradiction because like Oathsworn is too heavy for a bard to like, but like it's themed perfectly for a bard.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's so
I just know
I'm
the
gonna go
title
with a
and know nothing about Oathsworn.
3. I'm gonna go with a
3. Okay.
Jay is taking this as seriously as a game of Carcassonne. This is so drop dead
This is
serious at this point. He's making his
diabolical.
Carcassonne faces.
3. Like this is crazy.
Yeah, so we're playing the competitive version. The non-competitive version is even worse, Jay, because they really do throw in the ones that are out of the loop, like Kevin is expecting. And then you got to be set up and ready for that. But what if they don't throw one of those goofy ones? But the next one is Destinies. If anybody's familiar with Lucky Duck Games, Destinies, app-driven, explore the thing, lots of music in the background.
Yeah, I'm not
Verla.
familiar with any of these
Verla.
games other than the
No.
titles.
That's the hard part.
So,
A bard would love.
5.
Steve.
4.
Kevin.
I'm sorry, I missed this game name.
Destinies.
Destinies?
Control.
I know the video game. What do I got left? What's low? 4.
Kelly.
2.
J-Bell.
No.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say 1.
Oh,
Ooh.
great choice, Jay. Great choice.
You go and do that.
You do that, Jay. You make that choice.
Listen,
Next
there's
one
no
up.
consequences.
Robinson Crusoe. Steve.
Robinson Crusoe for a bard. I'm going to say
Yep.
5 for that.
That's your favorite Shakespeare play, right? Verla.
2.
Kevin.
Because I'm running out of
So
numbers.
it's so story driven that I think it's 1, but there's gonna be Rory's story cubes. I'm gonna go 1. I'm going 1.
Kelly.
Same. Number 1.
J-Bell.
I mean, I was gonna say 5, but now I think I'm gonna say 2.
Okay.
Join me on 5, Jay.
No, I'm good.
Way to join me on 2, Jay.
Join
Yeah.
Team 5, Jay.
2.
But he says
Next
2.
next one is
And-
drop mix.
And the last one. I would have put Luthier here, but it's not in there. Chrissy did not include it. And it's the next one is Oath. Oath by
Okay.
Leader Games.
Oh my
Okay.
Follow up to
god!
root.
Why?
Yeah. J-Bell, tell us what number you have left.
Oh man, I got 5 left.
Oh,
that-
J-Bell.
Told
I
you
don't
you
think
should have
it's-
joined me on 5.
I don't think it's going to go well for you. Kelly.
I had 4 left.
Kevin.
2.
Verla. 1. Oh,
I had
Verla's
1
gonna-
left too.
Verla's going to be so happy. And Steve's going to join her because Oath was number 1. Robinson
Nice.
Crusoe
Oh
was
my
number
God.
2. Forgotten
Yes!
Worlds was number 3. Number 4 was Oathsworn. And 5 was Destinies. Luthier should have been up there.
3 points.
All right. Good night, everybody.
What are we doing in points here? How are we going?
0.
I'm at
I-
5.
I'm at a total of 4 now from the
So
last 2
Steve's got
rounds.
5. Verla's got 4. Kevin's got 5.
Total of 3.
3 still.
I
Kelly?
zeroed out the last 2.
Oh, are you saying total
Total
for all
points.
of them?
Total
Yeah.
points for everything. Yeah.
We'll get back to Kelly.
Two,
got
the
it.
2 from Taylor Swift. That's all I have.
2. Okay. Jay?
I got 4.
4.
Uh-huh.
That's a close race.
Okay.
Anybody's game. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how we're going to do this because the next one is
It's gonna.
Celebrity the J-Bell's top 5 albums of all time. You know what, Jay? Do you remember them?
Can he go first?
No, he's not gonna-
Every
Let that
time.
throw them off.
Okay, so the 4 of you.
What if I bet on who's gonna get like the most points for this, and that's why I
Okay.
get my points.
Hmm.
Oh,
The
how
top
about this?
5 what of all time?
You're gonna rank
Albums.
them. How's that?
albums.
Ooh,
So,
1, 2,
put
3,
it
4.
put it in the chat. Put it in the private chat for us. You get to listen to them, and then you rank who. Well, no, you can't do that. You got to do it before. You got to do it before.
I don't understand what you're saying.
So,
Hey,
so
I don't
who's-
get it either.
Who's going to
gonna
get the
figure
most
you out?
correct points?
So who's gonna get
Right.
it the best?
In
Oh,
order?
you rank us.
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, okay, that'll work.
but you got to
Yeah,
do it
sure.
now before they
Yeah,
start
yeah.
picking.
Yeah.
So- Who's going to get closest to who's going to get the least closest?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So while you're doing that, top
Mhm.
5 albums of all.
So he can
time.
only get 4 points then.
Hey,
He's only
sure.
ranking 4 of us.
he's the
He knows-
celebrity. That's what happens. You know,
Yeah.
he's a celebrity. All right. So while you're doing that, Jay, I'll get started. The
As
first
the
one-
celebrity, he should at least have 1 point for fame.
Okay.
Give him 1, and then he has to earn the remaining 4.
I like it. 1 point, but you can still get to 5 if you pick the person who gets the closest. Okay.
Okay.
So the first one is Usher Confessions. Steve.
Well, it's not Lawrence, so it's not number 1. I'll say 4.
Verla.
I'm going to say 4 as well.
Kevin.
I happen to know he hates Usher. So I'm going to go with 5.
You're going to do great at this game, Kevin. Kelly?
Well, I was going to go with 4, but maybe I'll go with 5. No, I'm sticking with 4.
4.
All right.
Okay. The second one, Taylor Swift, Reputation. Verla.
Ooh.
Why
Taylor
didn't you
Swift.
save that till last?
Reputation.
2.
I may have my reasons, Kelly.
Ooh.
Kevin. Verla says 2.
Mm-hmm.
We're going number 1.
Steve.
Bold move. I almost did,
I'm
Kevin.
torn.
Bold move, Cotton.
I'm torn between those two answers.
We'll see if it works out for you.
I'm going to put it at number 1. I'm taking
Number
it back.
1.
Yeah.
Kelly.
3.
3. Interesting. Okay.
You know, it's so interesting. I played zero music. No, I played very little music at this ChuckCon where everyone was, and
That's
all
true.
of this could have been given away. But
Oh, yeah,
True.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. All right, next one. J. Cole, Cole World, The Sideline Story. Kelly.
2.
Kevin.
3.
Verla. They're
5.
slotting you, Jay. They're slotting it. They're thinking hard. Verla.
I said 5.
Steve.
I'm going to say 3.
Next one. Marion Hill. Why can't we just pretend? Verla.
Damn it.
3.
Steve.
I only have 2 and 5 left. Jesus.
you just
Jay could have gone
Oh,
20 deep.
man.
He could have gone 20 deep, he told me. In fact, he actually gave me more than 5. So,
I'll say 5.
who's left? Kevin?
4.
Kelly?
5.
5. And the last one, Jay, tell us what
Tell me it's Lawrence.
tell us what the last one is.
Yeah, it's Lawrence living room.
Lawrence,
Ooh, okay.
living room. Kevin,
2.
Verla,
1.
Steve,
I have 2 left.
Kelly.
1.
Oh, wow. All right, give it to us, Jay.
Yeah. So VJ asked me this question like on the spot, and I was like, "There's no way, dude." Like, but I gave him 5. It was really really hard, but number 1 is Lawrence living room.
Yes.
Number 2 is Taylor Swift Reputation.
Yes.
Number 3 is Usher Confessions.
Mm.
You didn't put that, Kevin? Number 4, Marion Hill. Why can't we?
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Man.
Those 2.
And
Okay.
number 5 is J. Cole World.
All right.
Sideline
I got
Story.
that one.
Oh, man. I
All right.
zeroed out on that one.
What are our scores now?
I'm at
I'm at
7
5.
total.
I'm at
5.
4.
3.
7.
So it's still close. We have one last
So-
category. A
What was
big-
Jay get? How did Jay?
Oh, how did Jay do?
Oh, yeah. How did you do, Jay?
So, Kevin, did you come in
Oh
last?
no,
round?
Jay, you had.
I only
wrong
had one.
faith in
I
me.
had 1. Did
And
anyone
Kelly,
have
How
0?
many did you have that round?
1.
Oh, so they tied.
Ooh, we didn't
Let's
handle
do
for
there.
we didn't account for ties. He gets
Yeah,
0 points unless
But he. but I'm. Jay, were you counting down or up?
Oh, so I was putting Steve first. Like I thought
Yeah,
Steve.
see,
and
I was
Steve
close
and
on
Verla.
everything, but I flipped a couple. I ended up getting nothing.
Yeah, proud
So-
of you, Verla.
Two
I
two
flipped.
points for 2 points for Jay or 3? What is it? 2?
So he gets 1, but he loses me. But Verla, you had how many?
I had
Oh,
3 of the
oh,
5
second.
on this round.
Right, and so
You
Kelly
first.
and Kevin tied for last, so he would get Kelly. Oh, no. They tied for the middle, so he would get Kelly. I would think he would get 2 points for that.
Yeah,
One that we gave him, and one that he got.
I agree. 2 points for Jay. 2 points. Lock
Yeah,
it
give
in.
him 3.
3 points for Jay.
We're having fun here.
Lock it in. 3 points. All right. Last round. Big
All right.
celebrity here.
Oof.
Eric Batson's top 5 games of all time.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Here we go.
You
Here we
just
go.
spent a weekend with him.
I know. Mm.
I'm
comeback
sending him a
begins.
copy of this after. I'm sending him the transcript after this show.
Is,
I've
is
known him for
pancakes a game?
I've
right?
known him
Yes.
for almost 10
Yes.
years. I'm expecting 5 perfect ansers here.
That's
Okay.
what.
You were with him the whole weekend.
But we don't know what order you're going to
Yeah,
give
we
them to
just
us.
played Captain Flip. That's all we did.
No pressure, but
It's-
this is the biggest decision you'll make all weekend.
It is.
Um,
it
Yes.
is.
Okay, so first up,
Is this worth double the points?
this is worth enough points that whoever wins comes out first place.
Okay.
Oh, so what have we been doing all of this time, PJ? This is the game, man.
Burning pancakes, Steve. That's what we've
Yep.
been doing.
Sounds about right. Okay.
Yeah,
double.
we also need to keep in mind this determines whether or not Eric cooks pancakes for us at ChuckCon 4.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
we screwed up.
Oh no,
All right. So
that's
this
too
just
risky.
got
So
got
much
real.
pressure. So much
Okay.
pressure.
Okay.
And I'm
Okay.
coming. I'm bringing it on the very first one.
Oh, man.
Port Royale.
Oh, damn it.
Off the bat.
I know one game he likes, and it's this one.
I figured why not do it to you guys? Bring Port Royale first
Oh
up.
my goodness.
The good news is you only have 5 slots. You just got to pick 5 empty open
Say it like it's
Oh,
one.
But the
Man,
thing with Eric
it
is
ruins
every game is
everything.
his favorite game.
Yeah.
That is true.
That's what he told
Oh.
us straight from the horse's mouth at ChuckCon 3. Every game is his favorite game.
I would just tell you this. I would not want to be in on your side right now because this is impossible.
Oh
It's
man.
impossible. But I'm starting out the heat, Steve.
Yeah, you
Port,
are.
and I'm going to you, Steve, because you love Port Royale.
I'm gonna say 2 because I
Wait.
think you might have something later on the list that's higher.
You gave him Port Royale, didn't you?
Don't know if
Send
I
it to
gave it to him. I may have done. I know he loves it, but I just don't know if he loves it the most compared to what else you got. I'm gonna say 2.
So Steve's in for 2. Verla,
That's what I was going for.
2. Kevin,
1.
Kelly,
Hold.
2.
2.
I'm gonna
Jay?
go 3.
I did my job. Yes, yes.
Oh my
All right.
God.
Number the second one is Concordia. Concordia Verla. Little curveball here
Why do you do this to me? Why do you do this to me, BJ?
because you know Eric so well. You know
I
him like
do.
the back
I'm
of
gonna-
your
I-
like the back of his beard. You know him like the back of his beard.
3.
Isn't that it? Isn't that his skin?
That's not a
This is-
one.
Isn't the back of his beard his skin?
This took an awkward
What's the-
turn. I'm going to go with
What's the
3.
back of his beard?
Rubs the lotion on its
Skin of his teeth.
You know him like
Oh,
the back
man.
of his pancakes. All right, Kevin.
Oh,
Kevin,
man.
Verla's locked
3.
in for 3. Kevin's
Going
locked
3.
in for 3. Kelly, you joining the
5.
3 team? No, she's on team 5. Excellent choice, Kelly. I'm all about that one. Jay,
Oh,
I'm
man.
joining
gonna,
team
I'm
3.
gonna go 4. I
4.
already used
Okay.
my 3.
I'm with
Steve?
Jay on 4. I'm with
Steve
Jay
says-
on 4.
Next one up, Bonanza. I do not know if it's the beans or
Oh
the
my
flowers
gosh.
version. Bonanza.
Oh,
Kevin.
no.
Bonanza.
2.
I'm in
2.
trouble.
Kelly,
3.
your choice, Jay. Beans or a flowers version. Bonanza.
I'm gonna say number 2.
Verla.
I'm going to say number 1.
Verla. Do you want to
1.
change that? Steve.
Final answer.
Final answer.
I'm gonna say 3,
Okay.
which
will say-
which leaves me with my
I
with
mean,
my
I would have
1
changed it
and my
to
5.
Concordia already.
Eric did say
Oh,
at ChuckCon this year he loves Bonanza.
He did. He
You
did.
did? We all heard it.
He did.
A common phrase from Eric Batson is I love.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's
Fill
my
in the
favorite
blank.
game.
I would have been comfortable slotting all of these as 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, the next one. At the Gates of Loyang. This one surprised me. I wasn't expecting this one on the list.
Oh, I was waiting for this one to come on the
Oh,
list.
okay.
Me
So
too.
Knew
Verla,
this one would be on the
Verla?
list.
What you got on this one?
I'm going to have to put it at 4 because I'm running out of numbers.
Oh, wow. So you were waiting on it, but it's at 4.
Yeah,
Steve.
because you threw me a
Okay.
curveball.
Steve?
I'm going out on a limb. I'm going to say that's his 1.
Okay.
I know he loves it.
Kevin?
He does.
5.
Jay?
Well, then maybe I should say
Yeah,
number
he
1.
solos it, I think.
I'm
He
gonna say
solos it,
number 1.
and
You're-
and
you're
his
fr-
wife will ask him, "Are you playing that fruit game again? Are you playing that vegetable game again?"
Are you burning it up for number 1? You burning your
Oh,
choice?
This is,
Yeah.
this is context I was not given prior to me guessing.
Yeah.
For the record.
Kelly.
4 shuffle.
Number 1.
Wow, everybody went number 1. And the last one is Race for the Galaxy.
Oh,
Steve.
Okay, I've got 5 left.
Oh, poor Steve. Verla?
Yeah, so
That's what I've got left is a 5.
Oh, poor Verla.
4.
4 for Kevin.
I had 4.
4 for
Left.
Kelly.
Excellent choice, Kelly.
Are you on team 5 or team 4, Jay?
well, Jigsaw, in this lovely game you've put us in, I must use my 5 now.
Oh, no. All right, so here we go. Eric Batson's top 5 games of all time. Number 5, Port Royale.
Ooh.
Number
Seriously?
4,
This ain't good.
Concordia.
Okay, there we go.
Yes.
Number 3, yeah, you had that one right on it, Steve, I think. Right? Number
Good night,
4,
everybody.
4. Number 3, Bonanza.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go.
Number 2, At the Gates of Loyang.
Oh.
And number 1, Race for the Galaxy. The first 2 surprised me. I don't remember him talking about those 2. The other 3 he's talked about a million times, but
Race?
I haven't heard him talk about Race that much,
No.
but I do know he loves Loyang.
Race for
Yeah.
the Galaxy at the Gates of Loyang. How do you like them apples, huh?
Not a lot.
It says no.
Those
All
are
right, so
rotten apples.
How'd we do on scores?
I got Bonanza. That's it.
Bonanza 1 and Kevin
only
got
got
0.
one.
Verla got
Got
0
0.
on that one.
Verla got 0.
Wow.
Hello,
Like I
Jesse.
don't even know my dear friend that I just saw.
Hello,
Yeah.
Melissa and
Hello,
Jesse.
Melissa and
Hello,
Jesse.
hello.
We just
I
finished
got
playing
2
an
on that one.
excruciating new game. This is a keeper, man. This is a keeper. Jay, you got how many on that one? The
I
last
only
one?
got 1 that time.
1. Steve? 2. So it was pretty close between everybody. What's the final one?
Yeah. Well, you said this was the final round.
Yeah, that was it. So what's the total
Oh,
score?
So
Well, Steve
I
wins.
had
by
2.
default.
I've got 7 total.
7 total for Verla.
4 total.
4 total
8.
for Kevin. 8 for Jay.
I had
Steve?
7.
4.
7.
good
and
number,
4.
Kevin.
But I got the last round, so I'll be able to look Eric in the eye
That's right. That's right. You
and say
you,
I
sir,
know 40% of what matters about you.
You, sir, know Eric Batson. That's what you
Yes.
can say. You, sir, know.
Eric was who again?
Right,
Yeah.
who was Eric?
The one with the back of the beard.
Oh, skin. Got it. Okay.
Yes.
Skin guy. Got it.
Yes.
Good guy.
Okay.
Fun fact, it was designed earlier but published after Agricola.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Plus
Chris
know that.
Chris coming
cleverness.
with the knowledge,
Interesting.
and that's one
Interesting.
to grow on.
All right. So that was, what are we calling this thing? The diabolical game?
The
Torture?
most chaotic hell that Crispy has ever.
The Jigsaw game.
The jigsaw game. I like that.
Okay.
That is game time. We call it Rankum, presented by our friends at Game Toppers LLC. Don't forget, make your game nights a showstopper when you play on a Game Topper. Congratulations to Jay for winning the jigsaw game, but also to Steve for knowing Eric Batson the best out of all 5 of you guys. I would have done terrible in that one, so I would have missed the first 2. So, all right, board gamers, that's it for another episode of Gumbo Live. I want to thank Kelly and Kevin for coming in. Oh, look, there's our Family Plays game. Hey, Mick and Starla checking in. We had a good game there, Mick and Starla. That was fun. We'll have to do that again. I want to thank them for coming in. How can they find out about the Chuck's gaming group, Kelly and Kevin? What's their best? How's their best connection to that?
The Facebook group, I
Yeah,
guess.
Facebook group would probably be the best.
Facebook.com.
Chuck's Gateway
and Filler Games.
and
Group?
Filler Games.
Is it still called Infiller? Or is it
I
just
think
Chuck's
it's
Gateway
Chuck's
Games?
Gateway
Chuck's
Gaming
Gateway
Group.
Games.
Okay.
I think it's
Yeah.
technically Chuck's Gateway Gaming Group.
Jesse's a part of that. Mick and Starla are part of that.
Yeah.
We usually have people posting. It had gotten kind of a little low while you guys were planning ChuckCon, but it seems like
Mhm.
Jeremy and a couple others and Nina are bringing it back
Chiming
up.
back
So
in.
yeah, let's get some pictures in there going. That's going to be it. Make sure to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/BoardGameGumbo, or our YouTube channel or the Twitch channel. In fact, next week we'll be on the Back in the Gumbo. Hopefully we'll have Jesse and Melissa in the Gumbo pot playing some games. They've got some new games from
Nice.
Origins that they want to teach us. So that
Oh,
should be
nice.
fun. That'll either be Tuesday or Thursday. We're going to be working on that after the show. I want to thank everybody for coming on in. You can catch us on Twitch, twitch.tv/BoardGameGumbo every other Tuesday night. I am BJ from Board Game Gumbo. And for Steve and Verla and Kevin and Kelly and for VJ Bell, Good night, everybody. It was a great show. We had a great time. Laissez le bon temps rouler.
Good night.
Bye,
See you,
all.
friends.
Bye, y'all.